So today's video is going to be talking about Expedition. And the reason I bring this up today, because Com2US sent out the new update balance patch that will be coming out as the first update in 2023. So the reason I want to talk about Expedition today is because rest in peace, Fire Raven, Dark Cowgirl, Water Martial Cat, and Wind Magic Knight. I'm not even going to talk about Dark Sky Dancer. This is a free-to-play channel. Come on. But I'm going to talk about the best teams to bring into Expedition post-update whenever that update comes. If you like my videos and like all my content, hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit that bell dingy thing so you know when I post a video. Let's go, baby. Tip of the day. I really wish Com2US would implement like a training dummy. Someone we can just send our team into and just see how much damage we can actually put out. Test different team comps, whatever we need to do, right, for max damage. The min-maxers. Anyway, you kind of can right now. But what you can actually do is you can go into Naraka, you can go to White Shadow Castle, whatever. But it's better in Naraka because Naraka's main attacks hit like a wet noodle. So what you do is just create a party. It can be battle support, it doesn't matter. And you can literally just enter by yourself. This is my main rock team, by the way, Raccoony, Bastet, and Karambit. But literally, I can just go in here, make sure I have shield up, and you can go check your damage over a certain amount of time. You can do 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. He doesn't hit hard. The shield is enough. You know, you don't have to dodge out of anything really, because your teammates usually, your monsters sometimes do that, especially with like Karambit, and it depends on the class. But you can do this as a damage meter and see what kind of DPS your monsters put out on different builds, whatever the case may be. You want to maximize your damage, right? This is a good place to do it for now. The more you know. Okay, Expedition. This is for anyone at level 3 or trying to get to level 4. I personally cannot do level 4 right now, and that's because I'm shafted on the power level. Once I max out Chloe's skills, I think I may be able to do it once I get the bonus. However, come the first update of 2023, Endure and Soul Protection is not going to be a beneficial effect that these 5 monsters currently ignore. So what you now need to do is think about other monsters you can bring. And that's what this video is going to be about. Post 2023 patch for Expedition. The best monsters to bring into Expedition. Why is Expedition important? Expedition is hugely important. You get 50 entries every day for free, and while you're off taking a poop, you might as well do them. But you don't want a manual 50 entries, right? So you gotta find the best auto team. You get a chance for Transcendence pieces, you get a chance for research log pieces, which you need to craft skill books. You can also get skill books to drop in Expedition as well, and also magic core are very nice to have. And a little bit of gold every time. I mean, every day that's roughly around 30,000 gold. So it's definitely important that you do this, especially while you're taking a poop, because you know everybody poops. The main things to think about, though, when making a team for Expedition. One is you need a fire support and an archer. That's guaranteed 100%. Those are 2 classes that you need. 2, you need a buff stripper or a beneficial block effect.
You also need a heal block.
3, you also need some sustain. What I mean by sustain is a healer. An attack buff would be nice. I'm going to try to break it down for every single summoner. Or be a Cleef Kina. Because obviously every summoner brings something different to the team. Now this is a free-to-play channel, right? So we got to expect that the power level cap is going to be an issue at some point. Yeah, you can use any element summoner that you want. Like Fire Cleef would be really good to get like the heal block. Wind Kina would be good for like the buff strip. Or Fire Kina for the attack buff. Or Light Orbia to remove the buff, apply beneficial block effect. But let's just stick with the basics. The best free-to-play teams for Expedition. So for generic purposes, I have to go with the Dark Summoner. Dark Orbia, Cleef, or Kina. This is going to be in the power level that I can go above to beat it. And that's because in Expedition, it is a light element. Now, what we have learned in the past, like last video, you can do the power level cap gimmick, get the bonus, go into Expedition, and then change your monsters and still have a bonus. But let's push gimmicks aside. What we're going to talk about is the Friar support you can use, the Archer you can use, and then the +1. First, I'm going to talk about the top 3 supports, archers, and the +1. And then I'll talk about what the best team comps are for each summoner, in my opinion, for free to play. There's a lot of good choices, and it really just depends on what other choices you pick, which could be better with the team comp and blah, 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 blah. But the best free-to-play support is Fire Epicum Priest Chloe. Her invincible is huge. You can use her everywhere. You can put her on Soul Link and spam invincibility if you have the damage capability, but you're going to be getting mana back because you're using the dark element of your summoner. But Fire Chloe, best free-to-play support. However, if you have some of these Nat 5s, it would really be in your favor to build them for Expedition. Fire Sky Dancer Huahui, attack up, defense break, and heals. Also very good for Expedition is Fire Undine Atanyanya, whatever. Has a heal block, has heal over time, and has AoE heal. She is really made for this. But if you need the attack buff and you have Fire Sky Dancer, then you need her. But if you don't need an attack buff, then Atenya is a really good fire support. Archers, there are a ton. Some of them LND, laughable. So I'm not going to mention them, but I'm going to talk about the top 3 in my opinion for free to play. Number 1 best archer for Expedition is Moria. Has heal block, does more damage when there is a heal block, and ignores defense on that bonus damage. Also decreases the enemy's skill cooldown. This can be really helpful to mitigate some damage. Now the second best archer, if you have it, is Fire Ifrit, and that's Tessarian. Tessarian is huge for a lot of different things. Defense, break, burn, just pure damage. If you have Fire Ifrit, highly recommend. The third top archer is kind of like a double whammy. You could use either or. And for free to play, that's Lyn. You get her in the monster story. Only problem with Lyn is she's just pure damage. She can do a lot of it, but the problem is she doesn't do anything with the mechanics of the fight. So if you have Mara, the Dark Amazon, I would pick her over Lyn. Mara has heal block, and the big thing about this is after the update in 2023, she's going to have damage that ignores Endure. So in my opinion, Dark Amazon is going to be a top tier for Expedition after the patch. Alright, last but not least is that third spot. This really highly depends on what you need out of picking your fire support and your archer, and then whatever summoner you're using. But in my opinion, I feel like you're going to have heal block. You're going to have decent damage from your archer. With fire supports, you're good on heals. So the main problem that you could still have is more damage and the Endure. So I'm going to tell you the top 3 +1s for this team comp. But number 1 on the list, the best free-to-play monster. Wake up, it's Fire Lizard Man. I'm not lying. He's got beneficial block effects so the Endure doesn't go up. He's a frontline tank, defense-based, does more damage based off the less health he has a poison, has a crit rate down, crit resistance by 30%, along with the crit rate down debuff. He's your front line, and he has a block beneficial effect that doesn't have a % chance, and it lasts for 16 seconds. This is your best free-to-play option, I'm telling you. And when I mean free-to-play option, I mean in general, everyone will have them, and it can be obtained. Now at this point, when you're getting the Expedition level 4 anyway, you probably have the majority of Nat 4s. Nat 4, 4-star units, when summoned. You follow me? But you get Fire Lizard in the monster story. That's why he's the best free-to-play option. The second best free-to-play +1 is Seal, Wind Harpoon. The reason I say Seal is because you can use her in the Seal dungeon as well. But she has a 100% strip buff and has a bleed and poison. This will remove the Endure and any other buffs that the boss gets. Now if you have this Nat 5, this is by far the next best +1 you can use, and that's Chiwu, the Fire Pioneer. Removes buffs, will apply a block beneficial effect, and does damage based off the enemy's max HP. And for this +1, any of the monsters that I talked about previously can be put in this place for whatever you need to fill the team comp. Now the best complete free-to-play team comps for each summoner. For Dark Cleef, he's your damage mitigator. So for Cleef, I feel like if you bring Moria, Chloe, and Seal to fill out the team comp. For Orbia, definitely bring Chloe as your support. For your Archer, bring Lynn or Mara. Bring in Fire Lizard for that frontliner. And for Dark Kina, obviously the free-to-play champion for Expeditions, Chloe. You can bring her on any situation. For Kina, bring in Moria. And again, for that front line, you need a front line for sure, Fire Lizard. And that's it for today's video. Your best all-around free-to-play choices for Expedition Level 3 and 4. Post-update 2023, probably the first week of January. You obviously need to get them strong enough to be able to do it, get over that power level cap. And if you're able to get over the power level cap without using the dark element of your summoner, then there's a lot of other choices and different scenarios for team comps. But seeing as this channel is free to play, I have to expect that everyone needs to use the dark element summoner just for that power level bonus. Eventually, yeah, we'll all be over that power level. But if you're looking up a video for Expedition, you're trying to look for a team anyway. So your power level isn't there yet. If you like this video and like all my content, sub, like, ding ding a bell. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!